You stay like that, as mom says. Am I completely out of the shot here?
How'd that happen?
I look huge with the wide lens. You see that? I look like a giant. I never looked like this before.
I got you. Come over here. There you go. Twiz is gonna fix this.
Yeah, you gonna tip that camera.
Let's see.
Oh, there we go. All right, that's good enough. I'll rock with it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's live TV.
You know why? It's because of this.
Oh, yeah. No, leave it. It's good. I don't mind. I think we're good.
We're good.
So, Master None Podcast, episode 163.
163.
And we're live another Tuesday night. I hope everybody's weekend went good. I hope you guys had a happy Monday, good start to the work week or not work week. Anybody, if you work or you don't, hope you had a good Monday. But this is Master None Podcast, episode 163. We do have a very special guest tonight. I'm not going to get into exactly that just yet because we have some announcements to go over. So as I stated, Master None Podcast episode 163, we are live on YouTube right now, live on Twitch, and this video will also be uploaded on Rumble. Soon we'll be live streaming on Kick as well. And we do prefer that you watch the video version of the podcast. You could jump into the chat, get with us on the live episode and give us some takes. If not, you could jump in the Discord, give us some suggestions, some things to react to, concepts, things like that for the following episode. That's all good. But if you can't watch the video version, you can. We invite you to watch, to listen to the audio version on all platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store. We're on Stitcher, Podbean, and now we are proud to say that we are on iHeartRadio as well. Yeah. So we appreciate everybody for checking out the podcast in any format, video or audio. You can check that out. And if you don't find us on your favorite podcast platform, you can hit Berto, and Berto's gonna let you know what to do.
Join the Discord. I think you should join the Discord anyways, but if for whatever reason we're not listed on your obscure platform, obscure podcast listening platform, I say that shit every episode and I fuck it up every episode. Obscure podcast listening platform, find us on Discord and harass me, and I promise I will get us on there. And I'm sorry, Twiz, for not turning on your camera. That doesn't mean you're any less important than us.
Yeah.
That
shit! You got it?
Yeah, he's holding something down. I don't know. He's got it. It's a flick to turn it on.
Yeah, he got it.
Oh, he got it.
He got it, man. So again, I'm Justin, co-host Berto across from me, and also Twiz. Say something to the people one time, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, all right,
bam.
What's up, yo? Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing? Wait, let me grab this thing. What's up, man? How y'all doing?
There you
feel
go.
me?
Damn, Twiz's lighting is impeccable, and that color choice on that hat. Good Lord.
Yeah.
It's working for me today. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, baby. What's up?
Look at this, man. Look at
All
that
right.
man with that turquoise. We got to paint your whole life in that turquoise. You look incredible. Go ahead, man.
You should get turquoise contacts.
Negative. Never.
From popcorn.
You trying to turn me into Cisco, bro? You better chill out.
But yeah, sorry, Twiz. Go ahead, man. Say what's up to the
What's
people
up,
one
man?
time.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hi.
We're back.
That's all I got for you. All right.
The camera got on me, got nervous.
Yeah, man. And so without further ado, I know we go through the announcements and it takes up the beginning of the pod, but we do have a special guest today. Now, this man here, man that wears many hats, he's got a podcast called The Rundown with some pretty legit sports analysis. A lot of it is a lot of knowledge passed around on there about basketball, the NBA, and of course my favorite team, the Knicks, which I'll leave it right there. But he also has quite a significant little resume for me. I'm super impressed. I was going through your Instagram with the videography work. This man is a videographer. He's done work with NBA teams at the professional level. He's also done stuff at the developmental league. He's done stuff for local artists, rappers, music videos. But here we are. We got the homie. He will also throw in that he is related to a member of the podcast, a staple here, Twiz. Say what's up, Twiz, one more time, man.
Yeah, bring him to you, Twiz, and then bring him back up. Boom. Twiz
So
is
we
the only
got-
one with the lower third.
We got Mr. Kason Davis here with us, man. Say what's up to the people one time, man.
So I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yo, you already know, man. You already
Thank you
know.
for coming.
Yes, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here sweating with us under these goddamn lights because we're cooking and my finger's still jacked up. I'm going to give you guys a reveal when I take this thing off.
Oh, you're going to give him the reveal?
Give him the reveal.
We're going to give you guys smell-o-vision. I want you guys to smell that thing.
But yeah, man, if you just want to, I know I did a bit of an introduction on you. I hope I hit points that matter to you because they matter to me. And I'm going to ask you some questions about it. So if you just want to let us know a little bit about yourself, what you're up to now, maybe a little where you're from, and then we'll go from there, man.
Yeah, I'm from right here, Long Island, New York. Grew up in Brentwood.
Yes, sir.
Was there most of my life. Went to middle school, high school out there. After high school, kind of still didn't really know what I wanted to do. Always dibbled and dabbled in different stuff. Played basketball all my life. After kind of not making the team in like 10th or 11th grade, I started playing video games a lot after that, but then just like playing basketball with my friends, wanted to record us doing stuff that we were doing. I bought a little game recorder, was recording us playing 2K and stuff. So I would edit a lot of stuff. So then when I decided to go to college after taking a year off of school after high school, I was looking at classes I can take, and I seen a video editing class. So I was like, I want to get into that class, but I had to switch into a certain major to get into that class. So then I was doing some work with the Suffolk Community College basketball team at the time, shooting some like filming stuff for them during the game. And then one of the kids on the team who I actually ended up hanging out with a lot, he was in that major that I needed to switch into. So being around him a lot, I seen what they were doing and stuff. So it was the radio and TV production major. Switched into that, did that for 2 years, graduated. Applying for a lot of different schools. I was a huge Syracuse fan growing up. Wanted to play basketball at Syracuse, so applied to Syracuse. I actually got in. That's where I really wanted to go.
That's what's up.
But at the last moment, Miami sent me an offer. And I was kind of like, I don't really like the cold at all. I've never liked the winter.
Yeah.
So I was kind of on, do I want to go where it's colder than where I'm at right now, or go somewhere hot? So I was like, I'm just going to leave it up to, like, there's going to be some type of sign or something that comes. I asked a lot of people about what I should do, but I'm like, there's going to be a sign somewhere. So I never finished applying to Miami for, like, the financial aid. So I had to rush, and after they sent me the offer letter that I got in, I had to hurry up and
like do the FAFSA and all that. And
when it came back, they gave me almost enough to cover everything. I think I ended up paying a couple $1,000s to go there. So
damn, that's what's up.
$70,000 school year. I only paid like $5,000 to go there, type of thing. So I was like, Syracuse, I got in, but I had to pay like $32,000. They gave me $32,000, and I think I still owed them $35,000.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, this decision is made. Miami, here we come. I got some family down in Miami, so went down there for 3 years. Did broadcast journalism.
Okay, so you were steeped in this kind of, early on. Like, you knew what you wanted to do. Like, you went to school for it and stuff like that, and you got involved that, like, early.
I would say, like, fortunately enough for me with my major, there's a lot of different things you can do out of it. You can do video, you can be on camera, you can be off camera, you can be behind the camera, you can do TV.
Gotcha.
So I knew I wanted to stay in that realm. Okay. I didn't know exactly. Like, I did a lot of sports writing when I was in college. For UM, I went to the ACC tournament one year, different things like that. So I knew I always wanted to do something that was there. I changed a couple times. Before I wanted to be on TV at one point, I wanted to be Stephen A. Smith. Started reading the teleprompter. It was going too fast for me. Realized that probably wasn't going to work out for me, type of thing.
I read slow as shit. I can't even read the credits, like the beginning credits, where they show like one name at a time.
Are you crazy?
I'm like, fuck, I lost it.
I'm watching Star Wars. I got to pause the first part. It takes me like 30 minutes to get through that first scene in Star Wars.
I know, I'm done.
I got to
take a
keep
break.
pausing it.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, hold on. A galaxy far, far away.
Right? My bad. Yeah, we interrupted you. I mean, so you held the family conference. You told me you're taking your talents down to South Beach, and then go ahead.
And then, like I said, I did a couple different things there. Worked at the radio station while I was there. Got out of college. Kind of still didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. Thought I would be a writer. But I randomly seen this internship for the Magic. Applied for it. The internship was called broadcast journalism. I mean, it's called broadcast intern. So I'm like, okay, I graduated broadcast major. We'll apply for it. I applied for it. Ended up getting it. I didn't really know nobody up there. I kind of just applied. They called me back. Ended up getting it. Got a little lucky. And then when I got there, it was a little more video work than what I kind of expected. But seeing my boss go down there and shoot the games and get different cool clips like that, I was like, that's something that I think I want to do now. So just after that, really went hard on trying to learn everything I can about the camera and just developing as much as I can. And then after that internship year, I had a chance to work with the Giants last summer, so for like 3 or 4 months. And then the Magic called me back, hired me full time. Decided to leave them like a month or so ago. So now I'm kind of just out here freelancing a little bit and just different things like that.
That's what's up, man.
All right, we got the story. Now we got to condense it. Let's go back. Like I said earlier, we got to go back into time. All right,
way back.
Way back. You said that originally you used to shoot you and your friends playing basketball. When you originally, and you also said you wanted to be on TV. Did you know any were you editing back then too?
Okay, slightly. Like I said, I bought the little game recorder that I used to record us playing 2K on. So I didn't want to put like the whole 40-minute game of us playing on
Yeah.
there. So I actually shout out to Antoine for this. Antoine had a iMac at the time. I would ask to borrow his iMac. They had iMovie for free. So I would just throw the clips right there in iMovie and then start editing them a little bit. So I was learning how to edit a little there. And then my senior year in high school, my teacher, I forgot what class I was in, but she taught us how to steal clips off of YouTube. So I was big on like the hype mix when YouTube like first started coming out, like Ball is Life and different things like that. Just different people making edits on YouTube. So I would watch those all the time because all I did was watch basketball. And then so when those first came out, I always wondered how people got the footage, like the people who got like Stephen Curry or KD and them making highlight tapes for them. So I was like, how did they get the footage? So my teacher told me how to steal clips off of YouTube. So once I learned that, I was like, I guess I see how people get these clips now.
Yeah.
So for promotional purposes, you would obtain these clips and then you would edit them. Carry on.
Right. Yeah. So one Saturday I was home. My dad ended up moving out of Brentwood out east somewhere, but I still went to Brentwood my senior year. I would just drive. But like sometimes it was like a 30-minute ride. So it was like some days I'll just stay home. Like not from school, but like weekends. So it was like a Saturday, I'm home. I think Antoine's at work. So I'm like, all right, I've been a big KD fan my whole life. I'm about to make a KD mix. I always wanted to do one of these things. Kind of didn't know how I was going to do it, what I was going to do, but just bored at the house. So took Antoine's laptop again, started downloading clips, and
Going to work.
made that mix, just put it out, showed all my friends and stuff. It ended up getting like a couple 100,000 views.
Yeah, it went viral.
What?
It went viral. Yo, it went viral at the time.
At that time. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It went viral.
First mix, kind of just put it out there. It took a while for it to get there, but
Hey, listen, there's a lot of videos that have been out there for years that still ain't out there.
Yeah, man.
so at the time it had some views up there.
That's
So
what's up, bro.
That's kind of how I got started editing.
Okay. And man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
When
love
you-
that.
When your first one pops, I feel like that's what gives certain individuals that like, oh, I could do this. Like, oh, I could do this and
Like,
keep
I'm onto
pursuing
something
it.
to give you confidence, you know?
Yeah, because I tell you one thing. My first video didn't pop. All right? As a matter of fact, my first video on the internet probably still has like sub 100 views. So that's incredibly impressive that you hit the 6-digit mark on your first video. That's nuts. All right. So going to like, and I was going to tell you earlier, but I want to cut you off. For me, that's an easy pick between Syracuse and Miami. Like, it's like you said, it's like, do I want to sit in like the freezing cold weather or do I want to go to the beach?
Right.
And I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming the parties in Miami are pretty fucking good. I'm assuming that like, are they known like to be, they're like a party school, right?
I mean, I'm sure it's like a party school. I mean, you'd be able to tell us, but I think people sleep on those colleges up in the middle of nowhere too.
I think UM doesn't get as much credit as a party school because there's so much to do off campus. So there's so much partying off campus that it's a party school, but it's not like on campus sometimes. So I think people don't consider it like a party school. You know what I mean? Like upstate, you're in a college town, so most of the parties are like
In
on
frat
campus.
houses
Yeah.
or like campus affiliated housing and stuff. Yeah.
So a lot of partying there happens off campus because like on a Monday night, Miami's still lit. So
Yeah.
people are at Live or whatever on a Monday night. But like the school itself is just not partying. But their parties are like good themselves. Just I think that's why it doesn't get as much.
Damn, that's way better. Having
Yeah,
the
hell
plugs at
yeah.
the clubs in Miami, like what people are interning, like, yeah, I'm doing business marketing, so I'm interning over at Live. I'm promoting a party on Saturday. The whole college goes there.
Can you talk to us about the transition? Because you said you started at a Suffolk County community, which I am also a Suffolk Community College alumni,
As am I.
as is Justin.
Suffolk.
Yeah.
Suffolk CC.
Yeah,
I got my start at Suffolk.
Yeah. What's
Might have to put some merch up in here.
There you go. Yeah, we fucking Photoshop a sweater over you.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the transition going from a community college to going to like a major university like the University of Miami, and kind of like the differences in like there. Because I wanted to ask you about the differences in what's the word for this? Like how much the school provides you with, and
Like resources?
yeah,
Resource allocation? Yeah.
resources.
Right. obviously Suffolk. I went to the one in Selden, I believe it is.
Yeah, Selden.
The only one that seems like a college.
Yeah.
The only
Amherst.
Suffolk that seems like college.
I didn't go
Yeah,
to Selden
that
until like
one.
my second year, and when I got there, I was like, "Oh, this is school. That's weird," because the other one feels like a high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that one was pretty good, but I think when you just get to those bigger universities, you kind of see like where the difference is. There's a lot more because a lot of kids are coming from different areas. There's a lot of like icebreakers and things like that. There's a lot of just things that they want to get you to do so you can get out and meet people. So people aren't in college feeling like they have no friends and different things like that.
Oh,
But
so
they-
the school itself was throwing events.
Yeah, they would
Gotcha.
throw a lot of events. Like I used to have, I don't know where half of it is. I gave it away, but I used to have so much free gear that they would give you because they would give you free gear to come to the stuff. Like you come here, you get a free sweatshirt. You come here, you get a free
fire.
shirt. So I used to have. So when people used to come, or I'd come home, I would just be like, "Yo, here, take this shirt, take that." I would just go get the stuff so I can give it to people when they ask.
Yeah, and people pay for the University of Miami like their gear.
Yeah.
like their hats, stuff like that, because they got big sports teams.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, people typically like to rep for their school. I think I was like the only one that hated college. So
But
I was
even
just
people
like,
that don't go there rep. For
oh
like,
yeah, well yeah,
for
that's for
University
the
of
sports
Miami.
reason, for the Hurricanes and shit.
And
Yeah.
then they kind of just like have more money to kind of do things like that. But I think at Suffolk, a lot of people kind of you come in with your friend groups, and in some cases, it's kind of like I'm not living here, and I'm kind of still 5 minutes away from my friends. So when I was at Suffolk, I didn't really meet too much people. I kind of just went to class and went home, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot of that. But like once you're on that campus and it's kind of just you, and it's everyone's kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
People just start talking to each other, start becoming friendly, and the school knows that, so they capitalize on that to just promote and give you as much stuff as they can.
Yeah, they're like, take this home when you go visit your family. Take home these teas,
Yeah.
take home these koozies. Keep your beer warm. I mean, your beer cold.
Koozies.
It's like, this guy's lonely, you're lonely too. Come on down to the fucking quag. We're giving out fucking hats.
Right? Damn, but that's cool. So go ahead.
No, what about in terms of like classes? Did you feel like did you take an editing class when you were in Miami?
Yeah.
What software did they teach you with?
They told me Premiere, and I learned Premiere while I was at Suffolk Community College. What ended up happening with me was because Suffolk is kind of such a small school, Miami accepted me, but they counted all my Suffolk classes as electives. And I had to
Okay.
retake everything again at UM. So I ended up taking like a lot of the same classes again, but I just had to learn it like the way they teach it type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I ended up taking the editing class again, the TV class again, the film production class again. So basically relearning a lot of the same things, but just how they do it and with their software, because in some cases they had more like upgraded stuff. But I learned Premiere while I was there, and that's because at that time Premiere was the one that everyone was saying was like, oh, this is what the industry is using. So and then Premiere is good with having a lot of connections with schools. So when I was at Suffolk, they gave me Premiere for free because they have like a connection with Adobe. And then at UM, it's like the same thing. They have a connection with Adobe, so they're good at giving like schools discounts or whatever, so they can give it to the student.
And it's like Microsoft Office.
Yeah.
Like they have like student discounts and stuff and like programs, and it's probably included in your tuition somewhere, and they give you it. That's what's up.
That was gonna be my question, because it kind of like I really want to understand like the difference between resources between like these major universities and like in community colleges, and like what they're using versus what this school is using. Do you still use Premiere?
Yeah, I still use Premiere to this day. I've dibbled and dabbled in other things. I started off with iMovie, like I said. From there, I tried out Final Cut. I ended up using Premiere, and I stuck with Premiere just because I was getting it for free. Even when I ended up with the Magic, they gave me Premiere for free, and that's what they used there. And then when I was with the Giants, it was the same thing. So Premiere's kind of just been with me because I was getting it for free.
Yeah.
But recently, like within the last year, maybe year and a half, I've been dabbling in DaVinci Resolve.
DaVinci Resolve, damn it. I've been on Final Cut my whole damn life. And now DaVinci Resolve is coming up crazy right now.
Yeah,
with the
'cause-
color grading and stuff. Is that it? The color science in there?
Yeah, because people say color grading is really good in there, and I've been like shooting in log and trying to color my own clips and different things like that. So I started picking that up, learning stuff up on YouTube. But I think each program Editing kind of is editing in a certain way. So it's like they all do like the basics, and I think they all do the same thing. They just do it in a different way. So it's just relearning how that program does it. So I think every program is good. Premiere is just like what I got for free, so that's why I stuck with it.
I also think it's super cool when you learn it in a classroom because you learn things at a granular level as opposed to when you're learning it on your own. Like when you're on your own, you only learn what you have to do.
Right.
And you don't learn like the short ways to do it. You learn how can I get this done like quickly and right now, and it doesn't really change from there. You know, you kind of just keep going through that process. But when you take a course in something, you learn it from such a low level that you learn like multiple ways to accomplish similar task.
Right.
And you kind of like, you know, and once you know that software, it's like, you know, you're married to it to a certain extent. I guess it might be a little bit different when editing software because, like you said, they all kind of there's a lot of similarities between them.
I think what's good about learning it like in a class or something is that you get to learn the basics of it and kind of like where everything is. And what I always tell people when people ask me is like, just learn the basics first because there's so many tutorials on how to do everything else. Like I don't know how to do everything in Premiere. I don't remember how to do half of the stuff that I do. I just have the vision for it and I know the basics. So when I go watch the YouTube video on it, I know how to put my own spin on it when it's time. So I just like if you learn the basics, you kind of can get around anything. So I feel like that's what like going to a class is they teach you a lot of like the basics and stuff. So once you get that down pat, is just watch a video on it. They're gonna teach you how to do it, and then you know the basics, put your own spin on it.
Yeah, you're not going like pausing the video. Okay, properties. All right, now we're going to go extensions. All right, now we're going to go there. Like okay,
Right.
just tell me how to do it, and I'll go from there.
Yeah, once you know where all the tools are, and because that's what's confusing about software is where to locate the tools. I mean, I think Final Cut still has to make a lot of headway in terms of catching up to Premiere in terms of tools being easy to find because Final Cut does pretty much everything Premiere does. It's just that shit is all buried. It looks like iMovie pretty much. And then when you start looking at drop downs, you can change the entire interface and you can add all this stuff, add color wheels and all this kind of shit that's never there like standard. You know, it's not accessible. Same thing with like Adobe Photoshop versus other kind of editing software. Like all the tools are kind of laid out for you, you know?
Is DaVinci the software you used to edit your last couple of vlogs? Because I watched your vlogs and the quality is fucking crispy.
No, I actually use Premiere for that. I use DaVinci. I haven't used it a lot recently. When I got back with the Magic, they were using Premiere again, so I figured I might as well just learn how to color in what they're using. So when I do my work for them, it's not like, oh, I learned how to do it in DaVinci and then I got to go figure out how to color in Premiere. So that's why I kind of stopped using it. But I appreciate you saying that.
Nah, it's super crazy. I'm like, damn, is that the camera? What kind of camera do you use?
I'm using Sony. I had the A7 IV for probably all the stuff you seen when I was doing with the Magic. But my last couple of vlogs, I just switched to the FX30, which is part of their like cinema line type of thing. So I just switched to that maybe like last month.
It was crispy.
Shoot
Like
movies
that.
over here.
Crispy.
You heard?
Yeah, nah, they're dude, that log color grade that you did, I know this was probably on the old camera, the one that you shot with the gimbal and you were
Oh yeah.
you know, dude, and it was like the home jersey and the away jersey. Bro, that color grade was so fire. I'm actually working on a video right now, and I feel like sending it to you to color grade. I shot it in log, and it's like I'm color grading it right now, and I'm like, I should just send this shit out, man. Send me an invoice. But
I appreciate that a lot because I learned all that on my own, and it was a lot of like trying, failing, thinking things look good one day, waking up the next day, and it
looks
like,
trash. When you work on it for too long, you just ruin it. Right.
So
yeah,
it took a lot of just like getting to that point. So I appreciate you guys saying that.
Yeah.
Do you use LUTs at all, or you're just straight from scratch? You're coloring.
I use the conversion LUT to convert it to the Rec 709.
Okay.
Which is like the color space that most of like your TVs and stuff are on.
Yeah.
So I converted to that, but after that,
And then you grade from there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool, man.
I'm not familiar with color grading. Are you color grading frame by frame? No, right? That's crazy.
You're color grading
that
like
takes too much
chunk,
time.
you know, chunk by
Chunks.
chunk. So
I guess scene by scene.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So sometimes it can get tricky to match them, right? To make them match, which can be tough. You gotta like
That's
put them up.
crazy.
You gotta put them up side by side. Sometimes it's easy. You could just copy the settings over to the other clip, and sometimes it works. But sometimes if the lighting is a little different, like you know, if you're shooting in like a non-controlled environment, like you probably were able to just edit the hell out of everything when you're shooting in the arenas because it's the light don't change. You know, I do a lot of shooting outside and stuff, and like the one I'm working on now, there's a lot of windows where I shot. So like I went from like daylight to evening, and it changed before the event was over. So it's like, so now it's like half of the video is color graded one way, and the other half I'm trying to match them up. Meanwhile, the color is completely different.
All right.
You know, shit is fucking pain in the ass, but
So
that shit's tough, man.
So we're in school, right? We're in school. You finish at the university. Did the university have any like postgraduate assistants or something like that? Do you feel like the university played any role with you kind of getting a job? Like, and then how soon after graduating did you begin working?
I think the university has a lot of stuff to help you get jobs and stuff. They didn't help me, but that's my own fault. That's why I'm kind of laughing about it. I maybe didn't take advantage of everything that was there. Just even like just building connects with your teachers, because a lot of the teachers work in the industry. They're either still working there right now, or they finished recently or something, like they retired or something. Like my sports reporting teacher was the sports reporter for the Miami Herald, and she took us to the Miami Open. She took us to the Miami Heat game. That was the year COVID hit, so we missed out on a lot of stuff. Like we were supposed to go to the NFL draft and different things like that. So her being in the industry kind of helped you, and then just they help you with their connections. That, you know, those big universities are more like for their networking and their connections that you can build. One of my minors was sports administration, so I built a lot of connections with people in the sports industry, like on the sports business side type of thing, being in that major. So I just probably didn't take advantage of it as much as I maybe should have, type of thing. And I got the job with the Magic. I graduated in May. I got the job with the Magic in August. Started in September, so it was only
that's fairly quickly, right?
Yeah, I got extremely lucky. So,
but you also went out and applied.
Yeah,
You know,
I applied
you went
for
out.
everything.
Yeah, you went out seeking it. Like a lot of people, you know, when they graduate, they think somebody's gonna knock on the door, like, "Hey, heard you got a sports writing degree, huh? Come on this way, buddy." And it's like a bus full of people on their way to the promised land. You know,
Dude, people swear that you leave college and people are just knocking on your door. It's like, if I just would have went to college, it's like, motherfucker, that's when the work starts.
Right. Yeah.
Like when you graduate, like, okay, good, you graduated. So did the other 2,000 motherfuckers behind you. Now compete against them and find a fucking job.
Yeah.
And then do a good job at that, and maybe one day you'll move up, so on and so forth.
Right. Like I said, it's all about the connections and building those connections and using those connections type of thing. Like I said, I got extremely lucky. So not everyone it works out like that for, but I applied for everything. So that's what I tell people too. Like for things I didn't even think I could get, I applied for. But I just felt like someone will see my resume, hopefully. And you don't know if they have a different position. It was like, oh, he doesn't fit for this higher level one, but we have an internship, and maybe they'll reach out and be like, hey, I seen your resume, you applied for the other one, but we could use you for this one type of thing. So I applied for everything. I was just applying.
That's smart.
Applying.
That's
and I
why you
always
do it.
feel like, you know, the more chances you take, the higher, you know,
Your
chance
chance
you
of
have.
success?
Yeah, you got to plant
Facts.
a bunch of seeds.
Yeah.
You can't just plant one seed and then fucking assume that shit's gonna grow. Nah, that's the best way to do it. It's funny. I did the same thing with my job. I was applying from like director level down to like, you know, like I'll come pull the trash out of here, you know, kind of fucking thing. I'll do it all. Just let me in and I'll fucking take it.
Facts.
You never know who gets that resume that also may not have been qualified but was given a shot,
Right.
you know, and now they run Showtime or something like that. You know, you never know.
That's why I say take the chance. A lot of people don't want to see all those no's. I got a lot of no's. Even after I started with the Magic, I was still getting no's. So, like, I just tell people you're going to get a lot of no's, and all it takes is that one yes, and then you're on your way.
He's getting like retroactive no's. Like, hey, remember you applied 4 months ago? No. you're like, damn, bro, I'm already working, bro.
Getting a no is actually not as bad as not getting none at all. You know how many jobs I apply for? Motherfuckers act like they never got my shit. It's like, hey, I'm just following up on an application I posted, and they're just like, we're still processing things. It's like,
Yeah.
Who
Whatever.
are you?
honey,
Takes another bite of sandwich.
yeah, exactly. We're still
trash,
We're still processing things.
Wait, hold on. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Yo, so do you have in regards to your graduation, you have a major and a dual minor, no?
Yeah. I had a double major at one point. I was supposed to graduate with a major in broadcast journalism and sports administration. One semester, I had this teacher that I really didn't like in sports administration. So I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of ready to pack this thing up.
Yeah.
So I ended up dropping that down to a minor. Because it started off as a minor when I got there. But I kind of liked it. So I was like, let me make it a double major. And I wanted to get into sports. So that's kind of like how I was still staying in like the sports realm at that time. Ended up dropping it back down to a minor, and then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, the job market to me was just so bad at the time. I'm like, I'm not about to, because I was supposed to graduate like that semester. I'm like, I'm not about to like hit the market right now. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to school here for free. At that time, I got an apartment, so I really wasn't paying for anything.
Yeah.
So I was
And
like,
you're in Miami.
yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna come back to school. So I emailed my guidance counselor, and I was like, I want to pick up another minor. And she was like, sure. What do you want to do? And I was interested in coding, so I ended up picking up an interactive media minor. So I learned how to do some like interactive coding and things like that.
Oh, it's super cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I built
Go ahead, man. I know you got some questions about that.
Oh, I got a question about it.
Yeah.
What you got?
Nah, bro.
I didn't say a word. I got nothing
You
to
didn't
say.
have to. Your face said it all. Nah. I just want to know. So with your coding, have you ever done any I guess any freelance like website work or anything like that?
Not necessarily. I built some websites myself. The Rundown website, if you check it out, I built that all myself. I built a couple apps. There's one that I'm kind of 90% done with, but once I kind of started working, I wasn't able to kind of keep up with it. And that stuff you kind of got to keep up with.
You're a slave to those things when you make them.
Yeah, you got to kind of, it crashed. Like I ended up working with the Magic, working a lot. I went back and checked it like in December that year, and it crashed. And I kind of, like, I had like 15 pages and like 300 lines of code, and I'm like, I don't know where this crashes at the time. So I kind of was like, yeah, I'll get back to this later.
And there's a syntax error in here somewhere, and I'll find it when I find it.
Right. So I built a few apps, a few websites. I built a computer game one time for class. I did some VR stuff too, so I built a few VR things for class and things like
What
that.
language were they teaching there?
I learned C#. I learned HTML. I learned JavaScript. I learned Flutter, which is Google's app building thing, and they let you build one app, and they convert it to Apple and Android.
And Android.
App.
Google's super cool that they do all those. Like they have like mass certifications too, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think that's it at the moment. I can remember.
That's all. The man
Yeah.
just
Yeah, bro.
shoots video for the NBA. He codes. You know, he was the mayor of Miami.
Yo, for real. Nah, real life. In real life.
You was El Guy out there?
He was that guy.
I had a few wild nights in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was that guy.
Yo, Wild Night in Miami is like a wild month on Long Island. I can only imagine.
Nah, listen.
You know they say like a what do they say? An LA 7 is an LA 9 is like a Miami 6. It's the same thing with the partying.
Oh, I don't know. Is that true about the girls?
That's what they say. I don't know.
Wait, a LA 9? Nah, I thought it was all the way around. I thought the Miami 9 was like or whatever the case. Yeah, no, you're right. You know,
I heard
right.
the bad ones was in Miami.
Yeah,
I don't know how the
bad-
saying goes.
No, you said it right. I fucked up.
I don't know how it goes, but there's a lot of girls that aren't paying their bills located in Miami.
That's right.
There's a
whole
lot of yeah. You're talking about the capital of the BBL.
Facts.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
facts.
we're talking about the promised land right now. We ain't. You better stop fucking around. I know what you're talking about.
Talking about the home base of Fresh and Fit.
Yeah, you crazy? How dare you, Twiz? How dare you?
Forgive my ignorance.
Back to the magic.
So there was a couple nights of partying at frat parties and leaving that at 2 a.m. and hitting the club until 6 a.m. and I got class at 9 a.m. So I got to call my cousin and tell him make sure I'm up by 8 a.m. so I can get to class. Shout out Vernon for waking me up to make it to class.
The frat parties are probably crazy. Going from like Suffolk, because you know Suffolk, there is no. It's like you said, and it's like we did the same thing. You would just go to school and then you'd leave. Even in between classes, you wouldn't really stay on campus because you're in your hometown essentially. Even if you're in Selden, like you're still on the island, so it's not there's no reason to like really stay there unless you're there all day.
They must give you like special hangover days off. Teachers like school policy.
They
Like
definitely
in
don't.
Miami, you're allowed like 2 hangover days per semester.
Nah, if you come into class and you got the stamp from King of Diamonds on your hand, and they're like, "All right, go ahead, you're excused."
He's got a wild night, huh?
You're
I'm
excused.
expecting some pics. so yeah, go ahead. What you got, Berto?
I wanted to talk about the content creation when you got to the Magic, and like how much freedom did you get? Were they kind of just like put clips together, and if they're fire, we'll post them? Like, how's that work? What's like the workflow like?
Right. I came in as an intern, so they kind of start you off slow. Maybe a lot of what are my features? Creating features, kind of like we go to a community event, kind of starting off there. For me, I would actually we started off upgrading the hype videos. So they had hype videos already. We kind of just had to replace some of the footage that was in there already. So I think that helped us find where certain stuff was coming in. So like we're replacing players who aren't on the team anymore. So now we have to go find players who's on the team and replace them and different things like that. So I think that helped us find where things were. And then we had to do highlights. You kind of had creative freedom because I used to slow motion a lot of things. I thought a lot of things looked good in slow motion.
That 120 frames and in the speed ramp. I was watching it.
So it was as long as you weren't making like what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like mistakes, but it's more like mistakes in Premiere type of thing. So as long as like the frame rate's not off and things like that, they kind of gave you creative freedom to kind of do whatever you want. I don't know if I got lucky, but I ended up we had a player performance mix at the end of each month. So it's like we'll take whoever had the best game in the month. So if Cole Anthony scored 50, we would take that game and create like a mix around it type of thing. So I had to do that every month, and they kind of gave me complete creative freedom. After the first one I did, people really liked it. Yeah. So after that, they kind of gave me complete creative freedom to kind of do all the rest of them the way I kind of wanted to. So
that's fire.
I guess I kind of earned it in that sense. The first one was pretty good. So and people really liked it. So after that, they were kind of just like, hey, we kind of like what you do. Just keep doing that. And they didn't really have too much like opinions on it. There was one thing where it was like, oh, social media likes when you add like little funny things to the beginning of the like videos type of thing, but that was just more like, I guess, things to make it better type of thing.
How's that feel? It's like older people saying like, we need more emojis. Can we put emojis in there?
Right.
Maybe the hard eyes.
Right.
Kids love that. The hard eye. My daughter, she sends me the hard eyes all the time.
Right.
Throw some hard eyes in there.
He looks aggressive when he dunks. Can we make him look nicer?
Yeah.
Can you make him smile? And you're like, no, I can't do that in post.
It's like LeBron did a really good dunk yesterday. Can we put him on fire? Can you fucking flame him up?
Yeah, dude. It's Berto and I worked on a video project one time for a client, and the guy was he shows up with like a significant shadow, like he hadn't shaved in like 2 days, and his employees are like, hey, they're like, we're doing this video shoot today, like you didn't shave, and he's like, that's all right. He's like, he could shave me in Photoshop. Maybe I'm doing video work, and this guy wants me to remove his beard in post. I'm like, bro, do I look like I edited Transformers? Like I know how to do like crazy CGI manipulation.
He told him, he was like, we're doing video and I'm not Michael Bay. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
Just like I can't make this chair explode. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Like we don't have mini models set up for like crash scenes. Like this isn't a major motion picture.
Justin didn't know what to say. He looked at me. He goes, "Is he talking about CGI? What the fuck is going on here?" He knows I can't do that, right?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? But
So
that shit is funny.
We
man.
can't do that. Yeah, that's where it comes to like expectation. That's why it's good to work for like. It's why it's not bad to work for major corporations because they understand like expectation. They're like, listen. We know you can't fucking do that. We're not going to expect you to fucking do that.
But he also, preparation and opportunity meeting like that, you were ready for the assignment. You threw together a fire video, and at that point, they were like, do whatever you want. Right. But if you brought some shit that was not up to speed, but it was good enough, they'd be like, all right, now we got to pair you with Ted. Hey, Ted, come over here. All right, he's like, I want you to go with Ted. I want you to do what you do, and then let Ted see it first. And then Ted is going to fix it.
Yeah, exactly. So you're working for the Magic. At what point did the Rundown show come? And I'm sure you made a transition, like a conscious decision where you were like, I'm doing all this video work. Like I want to do more like analysis work. Was that what kind of brought that, or how did the Rundown show come about?
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to be on TV at one point. So it, obviously podcasts had started blowing up. So that was kind of part of the process, maybe. Rich, shout out to Rich. He had a podcast that wants to go unnamed at the moment before me and him decided to team up. So I would, everyone who knew me growing up, all I did was talk sports, watch sports. So at the lunch table, I'm arguing sports all day. Everyone knows me for sports. People call me to ask me questions about sports and different things like that. So Rich would see me on Twitter. I knew Rich growing up. We kind of grew up together. So Rich would see me on Twitter, obviously just put my opinion out there on Twitter and different things like that. So I came home one summer from UM. It's probably like summer 2018. And he had a podcast. So he's like, yo, I want you to come on. So I went on there, came on there a few times. And the person he was with before kind of stopped showing up, stopped kind of taking it as serious. So he was kind of like, hey, me and you can team up and just do one together. And I was like, well, obviously I'm going back to Miami. If we can figure out a way to do it online, we can do that. So I looked it up, kind of, I forgot the name of the website at this point. It's back when we were doing audio only.
Okay.
So we were doing audio only at the time. So I found some website where we can record our audios over the internet type of thing. So we did that for a while, right? I think we started like the end of 2019. We started it, came up with the name and all that, did our first episode. We were audio for a few months, and then I was like, yo, obviously a lot of podcasts are going video. Let's jump on the video wave, give them something different.
And you got the equipment. You could shoot it. You could edit it. Like,
right.
Why not?
So obviously I was still in Miami at the time, so we had to do it online again. COVID ends up hitting, so I was back home a lot. So he was in New York at the time still. So, but it was COVID, so we didn't link up. So we started doing stuff online. From there, I started searching like how. Well, at first, we would just do it on Zoom. I would edit it. We had someone make us graphics and different things like that, logo. So I would just take it off of Zoom, edit the whole video, add lower thirds and different things like that on Premiere, export it and put it out. But my computer was kind of running slow. So it would take like an hour, maybe two, for the videos to
export?
The export. So I needed to upgrade my computer, but I couldn't at the time. So I'm like, let me find a way maybe we can do this better. So that's when I came up with the idea of making it live. So now I'm researching how to make things live. So now I'm learning about OBS, different things like that. I also was taking an After Effects class at the time. So I'm learning how to create graphics a little bit myself and different things like that. So I took that as an opportunity to just learn all that stuff. So I'll create like lower thirds for us, kind of like how you see like on ESPN and stuff when they're talking about a certain topic and they'll slide across the bottom.
Yeah.
So I learned how to make that type of stuff and put it in.
We only got one, and Swizz is the only one with it because they said that ours comes up too much.
I can.
Go ahead, Swizz. Show me your lower third. He's the only one that gets it.
Yeah, because that's because Twiz just half pressed the shutter because you hit record before.
Oh.
So switch back to you real quick. There you go. Nice.
Boom.
See the lower third? There it is.
Boom. That's
Bing,
what-
bing.
For people at home, that's what the lower third
Because
is.
I'm the most important person. No, I'm just-
I've knew Antoine all my life. He's only ever cared about himself. So
Well, that's surprising that he has the lower third, right? Yeah. You know what's crazy is that he convinced us to take hours off. He was like, yo, I feel like the lower third comes up too much.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's always up. Like, people know who you are, bro. You don't need that.
It's a fact.
No,
And
I
I'm
did
like-
agree with that as well.
and I was like,
it
you
came
know
up
what?
every time they switched to the wide shot.
Yeah.
And every time I went to you, it popped up. Every time I went to me, it popped up. We're switching like so constantly. It was like, it was a distraction.
I was like, you're right.
I
But
blame
then
Antoine for that.
he kept his.
Now y'all hogging up the screen time.
Conveniently enough, his never went anywhere.
He said, y'all hogging up the screen
time.
time.
Come on, man.
So then we started doing video online. We did that, but COVID hit. So now I'm like, I was always trying to find ways to kind of do new things type of thing, kind of keep it fresh. So I was like, let's try to get people to come on. I'm like, it's COVID. Everyone's probably sitting at home.
Yeah.
You can probably find their emails online.
Facts.
So I just took the time to email a lot of people. I was doing a lot of sports writing at the time, so I would find a lot of sports writers. So I had a couple people from The Athletic come on. I would just reach out to a whole bunch of people. And obviously being at UM, I had a few connections. So I just reached out to a whole bunch of people. A lot of people didn't get back, but some people did get back. So we started doing interviews and stuff like that. And one of the guys, the guy from Athletic, he was like, yo, I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me. You guys like still trying to do things at this time because a lot of people aren't doing anything. It's like a lot of people are kind of just like sitting around. He's like, so when you reached out to me, I was real excited to do it because like a lot of people are down. He's like, and I'm working in the industry and I see like a lot of people are down. So to see young people still trying to like do something during this time is like real like motivating to see. So reached out to a whole bunch of people during COVID, and then we had a couple interviews and things like that, and that's kind of how we got going.
That's cool, man. And how do you stay on top of your analytics? Are you just like, are you just such a fan that you're watching it anyways? Or do you have to like carve out space to listen, I got to watch this game. Or I have to look at the stats. I got to do this. I got to do that. Like what's the workflow like in preparation for an episode?
I think for me, I was at one point in my life, I was maybe like a star player on the team, like middle school, like. But after that, I kind of wasn't the best player on the team, type of thing, kind of late in middle school. So I always thought I had to find a way to maybe outthink people when it came to things like that. So, and then especially after like not making the team later in my high school years, I would watch a lot of basketball, but it was more like breaking things down. And I was a diehard Thunder fan. Like I said, I was a KD fan, so I really wanted to win. So I was breaking things down to like I was a coach type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to figure out why we're losing. Type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So it was just watching a lot of film and just not just like watching, but watching like really trying to break down and understand kind of like what's going on. And kind of like you said, I was watching anyway, but it was always on some like I always wanted to know like why things are happening type of thing. And then just playing basketball myself, you know, you want to pick up things for yourself. Like, okay, people can get shots in this spot or, you know, different things like that. So it's just like, just having, I guess, really caring about it in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of your guys' streams when you guys would break down basketball and doing it, and you were doing it live during the playoffs and shit. And I'm watching that, and I consider myself to be somebody that knows the game of basketball. I played too in high school and stuff, and I played. So, you know, I played for damn near my whole life. It's just the last few years I haven't. And when, you know, to consider myself somebody that knows about basketball and actually watches it, then I listen to somebody that really does this shit. You know, and then like I'm watching you guys and I'm like, yeah, I think I think this dude's gonna have a good game this weekend or whatever. And you're like, well, I think he's gonna have a good game, except it's October and back when he played for Marquette, you know, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, what? You're like going back to their college days and stuff and really knowing the sport and really knowing these athletes and their history and how they perform under certain circumstances. It shows the depth of you really do care about this because, you know, me, I'm super casual. I'm not talking sports while we're on here really, unless it's like MMA or something like that. But, you know, it's definitely, it shows when you guys do the show. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to watching more, man.
Definitely back then there was a lot of like watching basketball and different things like that. There was one point in time where my friends would quiz me on every player in the NBA and like what college they went to or where they came from. And I'm pretty sure I got like 90% of it or like damn. And they were like amazed at it type of thing. Yeah. And at the time I was like, I don't think it's that crazy. But looking back on it, I see maybe how much like I was kind of, I don't want to say obsessed, but how much I was like really, really, really into it. Nowadays, the working in it, I don't get to like watch basketball as much. Yeah. And I think that's what made me realize because draft time, I'd be able to tell you like half the people who didn't get drafted type of thing. I would tell you like that type of thing. Now, I don't know
that's
half
crazy.
Of these guys coming out of college.
No, but that's your love for the sport, right? And it's also, I'm sure it's probably very rewarding watching these guys go through their college career, make it to the NBA, and then watch them through their career in the NBA. You know, you've known them. It's not like people who knew X player for, you know, he just got in the league or he's getting nice. So you know him because he's, you know, in the mainstream. You knew these guys since they were in college. You know, you have the investment in them is deeper.
Oh, yeah.
You ever get any shit for your opinion? Because sports is like very like emotional. Like people love their teams. People love their star athletes. Like what's it like when you tell people LeBron's not the God he believes he is? And I don't know if that's your opinion. I'm just throwing out like something that might piss people off.
Or you tell him Westbrook's trash besides his, you know, despite his numbers, you know? What do you think?
I ironically haven't got a lot of like flack for certain opinions. I think really I try to keep emotion out of it a lot of times because there was one time in college where I was like, I always kind of thought KD was better than LeBron. But like emotions aside, I was like, all right, I guess I see why like people think Bron's the better player. But when I got like one time in college, I told my friend, you know what? I always thought KD was the better player. And I'm kind of sticking to that type of thing. But usually I kind of keep my emotions out of it and kind of just give my real opinion on it because I know that everyone has different opinions type of thing. So, like, different opinions don't bother me in a sense. I kind of think it makes for good conversation in a way. So, I don't know. I said that I was, like, real into it, but I also, like, wasn't, like, too emotionally into it where I couldn't take it out of it.
Yeah.
type of
You're
thing.
objective.
Right.
You know, you're looking at it as a whole, and as, you know, if somebody that, even if KD has a bad night, you're not going to say he didn't. You're going to be like, why did he play so shitty?
Right.
You know, it's going to be more of a, yeah. And do you feel like it changes your experience when you watch a game? Because being that, you know, I do photo and video also, like, you know how you live your life, like
Right.
what would be a dope shot and what wouldn't. Like every goddamn thing you see, you know, I don't know if you think that way. If you see somebody at the park and they do something like, damn, I wish I got that on video. Got that on video. Damn, the light's good here. You know, so it's like, that's kind of how my brain works most of the time. Does that happen to you with watching sports? Or can you watch it and it not be a burden on you sometimes? Like when you feel like you know, to do the podcast, you have to watch extra, like, damn, I really got to take a piss right now, but this is an important possession. And I got the podcast on Saturday, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that I'm fine. I like if it's a team, like if it's like back in the day when I was like diehard KD fan, I can't like watch it sitting down. Like I can't watch it with other people, and I like have to stand up the whole time and be really into it and like kind of screaming at the TV type of thing. But if it's not like a team or a player that I really care about, I kind of just like sit down and just like watch it.
Yeah.
Kind of just watching it because I just like to watch basketball, like see a good game.
I can totally relate to that because I don't want to watch fights with people who don't like watching fights. Like I want us all be on the same page. We all know what's going on here. None of us are going to talk, and we're going to watch these two dudes beat the shit out of each other.
Right.
And that's that.
I'll ruin somebody's night if they're, you know, because I will be so focused on the fight that, like, my girl don't even like to come when we watch the fights together. She don't even, she's like, I don't want to go.
My girl's like, why do we want me to go? You're not going to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, they're
You know, it's
fucking,
like, oh.
these two dudes are fucking scrapping. What do you want me to do?
Unless it's Conor McGregor or some shit.
Yeah,
you know,
unless it's like a big name.
one of the pop fighters.
Yeah. That's a funny way that's a good way to put that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I sometimes like certain people, like if you're not as into it, I guess I can watch with people who are like as into it, but some people who aren't like as into it, it kind of like just starts annoying me a little bit. Like,
Yeah. If
like,
somebody's
what?
like, I'll put the hockey game on, you're like, what?
Right.
I'm
Like,
putting a
Say, why
fucking
does he just make that shot? I don't get it. He just the other guy just made it. Why
Right.
can't he just make it? It's like you don't fucking understand.
Yeah. Last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, and they're like, Psh, this guy can't even make a free throw. And it's like, wait a minute, guy shot. He's been running around for like 42 minutes. You know?
and then there's some people who just like think they know what's going on, but really don't know what's going on. So I kind of don't want to hear your opinion at the moment.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just got to be by myself. I don't
Yeah, no, dude. I
Yo,
know-
just at me, bro. Just at me.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Just at me.
Even when I talk about, like, I don't watch too much basketball. I gotta be honest with you. I don't like basketball. I'm not a big basketball fan. I respect it for what it is. I'm just not super into it. But you know what? Growing up in my house, nobody watched basketball. And we watch a lot of baseball in my house. So that's why I played basketball, not like competitively, but I played in my neighborhood and whatnot. I understand the game, but I've never gotten like I most certainly wasn't watching it. So I would be one of the guys you wouldn't want to watch a game with. But I can completely relate to that when watching watching the UFC. This weekend is a huge UFC card, and like I'll tell people, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, I'm watching the fights. Like, where are you gonna go? It's like it's just gonna be me and two of my boys, and we're just gonna watch the fights together. They're like, oh, you guys having like a thing? I'm like, nope, it's not a thing. That's not what's happening. It's me, these two guys, and we're gonna watch the fights together.
And it's just me
It's
and
not-
these two guys. Like, you can't come.
Like, and it's like, or if you come, you can come if you want. Just please, just don't say anything or ask why this guy can't just stand up.
Yeah. Just stand up. Just get off.
Just get up.
if it's like a game or a team I'm not really into, I can kind of watch it like with anybody. But
Yeah.
like back in the day, if KD was playing, like yeah, people got to kind of get in my way type of thing. And ironically enough that you say that, no one in my family really watches sports. Like my dad watches sports, but he doesn't really care about them. Like he watches them because it's like a thing. But like no one else, like I'm really like the only one who takes sports that seriously in my family. Type of thing.
My dad,
100% true.
loved baseball. My dad used to make me wear Roberto Clemente's baseball number when I used to play as a kid.
Yeah, no, I had none of that. There was no favorite team. There was no like some people like their dad grew up a Knicks fan, so they're Knicks fans, so they're kind of just there because their dad was there. It was like a family thing.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
empathy for those guys.
Yeah, me too.
I grew up a Mets fan. I'm not, I'm in the same boat.
So like for me, that's how I ended up a KD fan. I was kind of like a free agent. I kind of do whatever I wanted.
Oh, yeah,
True.
That's
About
why
sports.
I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, because we didn't watch football in my house either. But we know what we did do. We played Madden because that's what motherfuckers do. We play Madden. And then I found the Dallas Cowboys in Madden. They became my favorite team to play with and inevitably became my favorite team to watch. It's not because I love the Dallas Cowboys haven't won since I was watching football. So it's not because they're like, they're winning, It's not like the Yankees. It's like, oh, they're always winning, so I'm becoming a Yankee fan. It's like these motherfuckers were never good as I watched football.
When I was a kid, they were, Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and shit. All those, I had this teacher in elementary school who used to give out signed photos. It wasn't until I was a grown-ass adult to where I found out he would just have a signed photo. Mr. Sorrentino, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody that knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about from Mulvey School. I thought these were real autographed pictures. But he would get them signed, and then he would go to Kinko's and get copies made. And then he would give them to his students that had like the best grades for the week or whatever. Or did whatever, which was cool as hell.
Yeah, it's
but as a
cool.
kid, sometimes they were signed in blue Sharpie, and he would give you like a color, like a black and white photo with a color signature on it, and you're like, holy shit, it's
Kinko's
real.
threw me back. I was like, Kinko's, Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Showing your age there, pal.
Yeah.
Did I age myself? Did I age myself talking about Troy Aikman? Berto's like, Dallas was never good during my lifetime.
It's not
and
in
I'm
my
like,
lifetime.
and I'm like, let me tell you about Emmitt Smith.
They were good in my lifetime. I wasn't watching football when they were good.
I gotcha.
So that's but everybody always assumes that. When I'm like, I'm a Dallas fan. They're like, yeah, you fucking bandwagoner. And I'm like, nah. I'm like, they suck since I watched. So no, not bandwagoner. Complete opposite.
Nah.
Glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Now we used to shit on Berto for being a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Every time.
I'm going to tell you
Cowboys are
something
playing.
about New York sports.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you a little
Sports
something.
fans. New York sports fans, there's two different kinds of New York sports fans. There's like the Yankee fans who are also Giants fans. You never find a Yankee fan that's a Jets fan. Doesn't work that way, right?
There's going to be some bandwagon jumpers now with Mr. Aaron Rodgers coming over here.
Yeah, there's going to be some bad. You seen Aaron Rodgers? We'll talk about it
Sorry,
later.
I don't want you to digress.
But the thing with those Giants fans and those Yankee fans is that they don't really care about their team winning or losing. They care more about their rivals losing. They want their rivals to lose more than they care about winning. These motherfuckers could be at home and it's playoffs and your team ain't even playing. But if their rivals lose, all of a sudden football's back on or baseball's back on and they're going crazy celebrating. I'm like, yo, you guys are home, bro. Y'all motherfuckers is on vacation. Why are you talking to me?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I can't lie.
It's the same thing with basketball. Knicks fans do not want to see the Nets succeed. So
Facts.
even when the Knicks are home, I think you should still maybe root for New York because it's like if New York wins.
Yeah.
That's what I
Still
do.
win.
Yeah,
That's what I'll do.
That's a mature thing to do.
I know Knicks fans who will not root for the Nets you can't convince them in your life. You probably could have given them $1 million to root for the Nets.
That's crazy.
But it's like that, though, because it's like that with the Yankees and the Mets. Nobody wants to. My mom is a diehard Yankees fan. She won't take my call if the Yankees are on. I swear to God. Are the Yankees on tonight? I'll call my mother. She won't answer the phone. I'm telling you right now, she will not answer the phone. So, and then you got Mets fans. There's literal fights at the Subway Series.
Yeah.
There's fights at the ballpark. Like, what the hell?
Let me ask you a question because I feel this way. I haven't watched football in the last couple of years because it's been emotional for me. But towards the end of the season, I have this like feeling that I can't get over that sometimes I feel like, and you can tell me if you feel this way, sometimes I feel like I want them to win more than they want to win. Sometimes I'm watching the fucking game, and I don't believe that to be true, right? Because I know that these guys want to win too. But sometimes I'm watching the fucking game, and I'm like, I don't want to see nobody fucking smiling back to the fucking locker room. I don't want to see you guys partying that you fucking lost. And I don't feel like you guys understand the loss that you did. I'm fucking up the whole night. I'm arguing with my girl. I'm going to kick the dog. and I say to myself, I don't even know why I fucking root for these guys. They don't want to win as bad as I want them to win. You know? You ever feel that way?
Definitely. Well, in my younger days, once I started kind of working in the field, it wasn't as much. And when Katie went to Golden State. But when like the early Thunder days, it was a lot of that. It was a whole lot of that. When we lost to Golden State in 2016, when they blew the 3-1 lead, it was a lot of that. So I know exactly how you feel. Looking back on it, I think I probably didn't want it as much as they wanted it. They wanted it too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
In the moment, like definitely, like I don't want my girl talking to me. I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
I'm mad for a couple of days.
Oh, 100%.
I'm lucky like ready for them to play again. Like
Yeah.
my team lost, my night was over. Like,
Yep.
that was it. I don't care
And
if
then
it's
your
a
phone
Friday
starts
night.
ringing. All the people who know you rock with this team.
Right.
All of a sudden, the season's back on for them.
Right.
All of a sudden, they're hitting you up.
The
like,
group chat is going off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Bro, the season
Yeah.
hasn't even started yet, and I'm getting fucking weird fucking cowboy memes and shit. You just fucking, you were in a group chat when I got one the other day. Season isn't even on yet, and people are already sending me fucking memes.
You know, it's kind of how it goes. You know what I mean? It's kind of how it goes when you root for a team that's not from here.
That's a
But
fact.
I agree. You're talking about when they had that big three, when they had Russell Westbrook, they had KD, and then they had James Harden coming off the
That
bench.
Harden, yeah.
Dude, that I don't know how they didn't win a ring.
They should have won that.
I don't know how they didn't win a ring. It's Russell Westbrook's fault, honestly.
Damn.
But
Wait, let me address the chat real quick. Shout out to Mama Brooks. She jumped in. She said, "Wait, both my sons on the show today. Okay." And then David Hughes says, "I'm a Giants fan, and I could give a shit less about the bum ass Jets."
Yeah.
And then EG Fab
Pretty much.
says, "Shout out to Fab. Fab says 20 beans, bro."
Me and Fab got a bet. Is it $20 that say that? I think that the bet is, Fab, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think the bet is that the Jets have a better season than Dallas, which is not going to happen, right? I think they're in a tougher division.
they're in a tougher division, but they got a brand new quarterback that he might just show up in there. You never know.
But the Jets is where quarterbacks go to die.
You know?
And they're historically, quarterbacks have amazing careers, go there and fucking blow it.
I mean, listen, you're speaking very hopefully right now.
Yeah, Brett Favre went there. What'd he do for them?
No, I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't follow the Jets.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
I'm saying that anybody's got a shot when you just throw Aaron Rodgers in a uniform. That's all I'm saying.
They said that about Brett Favre too.
That's a fair point. I think when you have Aaron Rodgers and coming off the season he was coming off, especially the last couple of years, I think he won MVP like 2 years ago, was it? Or something like that. So I think he's still playing at a very high level, and I think they changed the roster around a little bit. I think for the Jets, they rely on their defense a lot, kind of like how they did last year with Sauce Gardner.
He about to take you deep. You ready?
No, but I'm gonna
you ain't ready for
I'm
this.
gonna nod my head. Go ahead,
Kay. Let him know.
With Sauce Gardner and them, I think they rely on their defense a lot. So I think what you said, I think it could be true because I think the Jets can have a real good season. I think with Dallas, I'm still with Stephen A. says. Sometimes what can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah,
type
of
thing.
course, yeah.
So I think with the Jets, with a good defense like that, they're off. Even if Aaron Rodgers goes there to be half of what he was, that's still a very good player.
Of course, yeah.
And then with their defense, their offense just has to give them something.
Yeah, somebody's got to catch that ball though.
Right.
I mean, might take might give them a little bit of a push they need.
Hey,
You
listen,
know, a little bit of confidence that quarterback's going to put the ball where you want it. You know what
Another
I'm saying?
thing is like when they're playing, and Dallas doesn't have an easy division either, right? Their division isn't, I don't think it's as hard as the Jets, and I think the Jets are a little bit easier now because they play in the same division the Patriots play in, but no more Brady over there anymore. So I think that really changes their whole division up. I think that it's harder for them to succeed. I think don't they have the harder conference too? Isn't there a whole conference like a tougher conference
For
for the Jets?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
just statistically they're probably not going to do as good as Dallas.
I don't know because I guess in the Dallas's conference that that conference for the last couple of years has been kind of like a wild card. You kind of don't know what you're going to get out of the Giants. They had a good season last year. You expect them to kind of keep that up. I think the Eagles, they were in the Super Bowl this last year, I believe. So I think they'll be pretty good again. Then there's Washington. We don't know maybe what you get out of Washington. I think
You never know.
last year the division was pretty good. I think who made it? The Giants made it to the playoffs.
Well, didn't the Eagles
The
go on that
Eagles made
stretch
it.
where they didn't lose a game for they was that last year where they
Yeah,
had?
they were really good last year.
Yeah.
I think they might have lost only like one game.
I think they only lost like 2 games.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that conference could still be pretty tough. I think a lot of people expect the Giants to be probably better this year. A second year with Brian Dable, he looked like he's going to be a pretty good coach. I think that the Eagles are going to be back. I think obviously they were in the Super Bowl. Washington is kind of up, and then there's Dallas. So I think that division is still pretty tough. I just think that the last couple of years, like they have a really good year, and then they have like a really bad year where the division is not that good.
Yeah, I think their teams just sit closer to 500, right? You got the exceptions like Philly last year, but like even the Giants, even when you look at the Giants like historically, like, even when they go to the Super Bowl, they don't have like great seasons. They're getting wild cards, making it and fucking crushing it in the playoffs,
Right.
and then making it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So
I got nothing for you guys on this, man.
That's my perspective, but the truth is that I don't follow it close enough to even. I shouldn't even be having this conversation.
My man Fab is shooting in the chat.
What's he got? What's
is
up?
it
Catch up
based
with him.
off of just those who has the better record out of those two teams?
That's it. So if he goes, if I go, let's just say, I go 1-2, and he goes, 2-1, he wins. I think that was the bet. Was that? What does it say? The Twiz? What's the
Nah,
bet?
he said 20.
Oh no! It's like the second game of the season or something like that. Go ahead, Twiz. What does he say?
No, he just said
preseason, no?
He said not. He said my guys. He said not A-Rod. He said you're right. He said, but not one of the best to ever do it. He said He said yes. What you said is right. And then he said he knows what he's talking about, referring to KK. And he said offensive rookie of the year will. And he said, how do you feel about Elliott going to the Patriots? And he said, and mind you, Cook went to the Jets. And he said yes, second game.
Dallas always had good DBs. They always had good running game. I think that the people that they could put me back there, and I can find a hole in Dallas. That's what I think, Fab. So thank you. I guess we'll see
So we're gonna have to update people on who won his bet.
on this bet. Yeah, I wonder.
What's the bet? I'm not even clear on it yet.
I don't even remember because I'm trying to think because I remember him saying I don't know if they meet early in the season and the bet is on that game or if it's on it's the end of the season who has a better record. It's one of the two, and it's a
These
friendly
guys
bet.
don't even know the term of their bet.
He knows it. I just don't. And the truth is like he loves the Jets. They never win. I like Dallas. They never win. Let's see who the strongest fucking
Loser
tonto
is?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Let's see who's the least tonto of the two tontos.
That's it.
I think.
Who do you think's got that?
A lot of winning in football comes down to defense and your quarterback. And I think right now that the Jets have a better defense and a better quarterback. So I would take the Jets on that one.
Yeah.
How you feel about that? And we got an analyst here with a podcast about sports.
He's more likely to be right than I am.
You don't got to tell me that.
Yeah. So maybe he's right. But it's a gamble. Another thing about football is that they don't play that many games.
Right. So every game kind of matters.
Every game matters. You know what I'm saying? Injuries, injury that lasts 2 weeks.
That's like a quarter of the season.
I think Dak Prescott missed most of the
I was
season
just going to
last
say, and not only dude, he missed the end of the season.
year. Right.
He missed the end of the season.
So he has to stay healthy for Dallas for them to be really successful this year. So I think
Sure you still want that bet?
You think that there's an issue in Dallas where there's too much of the ownership plays too big of a role within the franchise?
I think in some cases you can say that is the case. I think if you want to lean on the experts that you hired to do this type of thing. Obviously, like owning the team for that long, you probably think you know what you're talking about. But I think if you look at their history for like the last 20 years, they haven't really won anything. So maybe you need to look at yourself and say, hey, it's time to step back and like let the people I hired do this.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be up there, like, and when he's not in front of the glass, he'd be in the back calling plays and shit.
Yeah, that shit is the worst. That shit is
It's
the
like,
worst.
dude, you own us, all right? But you hire, like he said, they rely on the experts. These are the subject matter experts. These are the guys who you hired. You put them in this role. Like, let them do their job. But at the same time, we could also play devil's advocate and say, you know what? Every game counts so much that we can't afford to fuck anything up. So if I see something getting fucked up, I got to try to get it back in line. But who knows? We didn't come here to talk about the fucking Cowboys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to do a quick shout out.
Go ahead.
Quick shout.
I want a quick shout out to KK. You know what I'm saying? Because that first Elgato that we was rocking with came from him.
Oh!
So I want to give him a shout out. I got that from him. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him.
Shout for real, bro.
Glad
We
I
were,
Appreciate you.
Glad I can
damn,
help
KK made everything possible.
Yeah, without him, we wouldn't have been able to do the video we were doing. We had the
That's it.
craziest delay
Yeah, it was crazy.
on our videos before we started using the capture card.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like between it, there was so much like drift, like vocal drift. Like it was just like we'd start off in time, like 20 minutes into the podcast, where like it just started going like this.
Yeah.
You know, that shit was crazy. But it's live TV, folks.
I'm glad I can help, man. That Elgato did a lot of work for me too.
Yeah,
A lot
nah.
of 2K games.
Dude, we
on
put that
YouTube
thing
right
to
now.
work.
Yeah,
And
bro.
now it's retired. I don't know if I ever gave back to Twiz, but if not, it's sitting in this box, and we've graduated now to the onboard card.
That's
Elgato
right.
still.
That's right. That's right.
Shouts to
Yeah.
Elgato.
Shout out to him. I actually bought another one during COVID. I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
So I've like bought that thing like 3 times.
Dude, I think a capture card for anybody who's like creating content, whether you're streaming video games or you're doing like, video work, it's like a no-brainer. Even like you get the cheap little USB ones, those work too, And there's so much technology coming in like small form factors. I feel like those USB ones do like 4K at 60 frames, which is like nuts
Yeah, it's
to
crazy.
think about. It's like, man, this thing is it's essentially just an HDMI to USB. It looks like that, right? It's doing a lot more inside of it, but it's like, fuck, this is incredible.
Yeah, man.
Technology's
We
insane.
came a long way, bro.
Oh my God. Look at how much storage costs now.
Yeah.
I bought a 2 terabyte SSD for like $80 the other day.
Oh, shout out to me for that one.
Shout out to Twiz for texting me and he said, "Is this a good deal?" And I just sent him a picture of me buying it. I just sent him my receipt.
Yo, nah.
He said,
nah,
"Is
let
this
me
a
tell you
good
the
deal?"
story. Let me tell you this fucking story.
Go ahead,
Yo,
Twiz.
so I fucking hit this guy out, right? I get bored and I be looking for shit on sale, whether it's Woot, whether it's whatever, wherever you find your discounts at.
Woot is bullshit.
I
Let
told
me-
him you hated
oh,
Woot.
hold on.
Go ahead, Twiz.
So I'm surfing the fucking web, just looking for stuff that I can't afford, but I want to buy. And I come across the fucking I'm like, oh shit, I got the P5. I need to, you know what I'm saying? I need to upgrade. Let me send this to Berto. He's the tech guy. Let me see what he thinks. This motherfucker sends me a screenshot. Thank you for your purchase. It's been completed. Here's your confirmation. I'm like, what
He
the
said,
fuck?
"Is this a good deal?" I just sent him my receipt. I said, "Yeah, it is a good deal. You better get one before they're all sold out." I think they're running towards the end. I just bought one.
Berto's like, I just bought 3 of them. You can buy it from me on eBay.
No, but it
Actually,
was a good deal.
I just bought a 4 terabyte. It wasn't SSD. It was like a regular hard drive, but it was like I think like $100 and something.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yo, remember when like a 32 gig was like fucking like?
Dude, I remember when they were 50 cents a gig.
Oh my god, bro.
I bought a new.
This guy would buy storage like square footage.
I bought a new memory card when I got my new camera, and it was maybe like close to $200 for 120 gig.
Yeah. Those memory cards are different because they need to have like good read-write speeds.
Right,
They need
it's
to
like a
have
V90 card.
Yeah, those are like and not all memories created equal, or not
No,
all.
it's not.
Excuse me, not all storage is created equal.
Correct.
It's not
Correct.
all the same. Even SSDs, they're not all the fucking same. There's they're all different read-write speeds. So
Yeah.
and there's other limiting factors. We were just talking about that the other day because I bought I don't know how familiar you are. You know that the SSDs, they come in like different lengths, and they make like a 30 length, which is like the smallest one, the little micro one. I bought an enclosure so I could like use that as like a thumb drive. And we were just talking about, oh man, it's like 10 gigabits per second, like transfer speed. But it's limited by your wire too. So like sometimes you look at stuff and you're just like, man, this is the fucking fastest thing ever. But it's like, if you don't have the supporting fucking,
Transfer cable, it's not.
you're never gonna reach that speed.
Yeah, it's like your internet. It's like people don't understand. You get this internet that you think is popping, and then you got like a fucking router from 1972, and you think it's gonna give you like a gigabit upload and a gigabit download, and you still got the router that your great grandmother passed down to you. You know?
Or you hardwired to your motherboard, but it's not a 1 gigabit Ethernet like Nick, so you're gonna get whatever this thing maxes out at. But that's neither here nor there. I felt like go ahead, Justin. I felt like I said a lot of shit today.
No, you're good. You're good. What I wanted to do is just because we got to be close to the hour, if not over, right?
Oh, we're definitely over.
So, do you just want to give people a rundown on what you're doing now, where they can reach you, socials, if they want to book you for any video work, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, I've just been working with some of my friends and family out here that I haven't got the time to work with because I've been in Florida for like 5 years. So shooting a couple of music videos with my cousin and different things like that. I'm in between jobs, but I'm basically in the final process of getting a new job right now. So I'll probably be here for like another week or two before I kind of start my new job. But if you want to reach out to me on social, all mine's just KDavis75_. I'm here. I want to do work. If you want to hit me up, we definitely can do some work together.
That's what's up, man. So you can check him out. We're going to link his social media and his information down in the description, as we always do with our guests. So we do appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. We always appreciate having people, especially local people that are really trying to do something and really out here grinding. So we appreciate you for that. And anybody that's in the chat right now, anybody that's watching, if you could give us a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you never miss an episode when we go live. Make sure you check out the audio version of our podcast on all audio podcast platforms and share with your friends. friends. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeartRadio, and make sure you join the Discord as well. That's going to be linked down below. There's a whole bunch of different categories on there. You guys can suggest stuff for us to react to. Send us memes. Tell us how much you like the show. Tell us what you didn't like about the show.
Send us pictures of your cat.
Yes, of your cat. Yes, your pet cat. And that's what we got. Yo, Twiz, what you got, man? Say something to the people before we get out of here, man.
Yeah, say something inspirational to us.
And don't be acting nervous on camera.
So this gets real weird when you put that camera on.
Yeah, put your game face on.
Yeah, you better stop. Listen, man, this is Masters of None podcast episode 163 featuring Kason Davis, aka my little bro. Shout out to my bros, Justin. Shout out to Berto. As always, make sure you tip your waitresses and be nice to people. And also, it's the end of the summer, baby. So have a good time, barbecue, cookout, and chill, man. Because it's back to school season, which means traffic is coming back.
That's right. And back to people putting a kid on the bus for the first day, blocking traffic.
Yeah, wait till the pictures come up.
I'm taking it. Listen, let it be known right now on the record. I'm taking 1,000 pictures of my babies. I don't care what y'all talking about. Y'all can
my
wait.
kid's first year in school. I'm definitely gonna take a bunch of pictures.
Do it on the side block. People got to get to work. Once they pull that stupid stop sign out, it stops the world. Then nobody could go nowhere while y'all out there taking a picture of a kid you've been seeing every single day since they was born.
Remember we were talking about just dating kids?
Yeah, he was talking about, it's a trending topic, bro. It's never going to die.
Get out of
I
here.
don't like kids.
Especially on airplanes.
Antoine's the type to get on the bus and take pictures like while you're sitting in their seat on the bus.
I am
recording the bus while it drives to school.
I am.
Follows the bus.
He's on the back of it with a GoPro. He's like,
He's on the bike. He got the GoPro on the bike.
I miss you.
That's it.
it's
Masters of None
hilarious.
episode 160.
Go ahead, fuck it up at the last
Go
minute.
ahead. 3,
Great. That's it.
That's
go.
it.
Da, 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 da.